What's up, guys? For the battles here, and I'm just gonna do a recap of a tournament I did last week. Now this was in a remote group that I consider to be probably the best remote group in the world. We've got Toshi, Simply Moxie, Holden McGroin. We've got some of the best players in the world, and we like to have some fun and do some Sylph tournaments, some draft tournaments. So I'm just gonna go ahead and recap a draft tournament we did last week. Now we actually got to choose 8 Pokemon for this draft tournament, and for my Pokemon, it was teams, and we were teams of 2, and so it was me and my partner Ice9 Ursine, and we went for our first pick was Swampert, and then we went for the Lantern for the second pick, and that was solely to deny like the Skarmory and the Altaria team that pick. So it was just such a good pick. And then we ended up with Magneton, Lugia to cover Swampert. We got Typhlosion to cover Swampert. We've got Skuntank to cover Swampert, and then we've got just a nice mix of good coverage Pokemon. And so this was our first round. This was me and Toshi, and so I went in there, and then I'm expecting everybody to just bring a whole bunch of Swampert counters, and he did lead with Tropius, and I led with Lugia, so that was definitely a good situation for Lugia, and he got out of there really quickly and went into the muck. That allowed me to go into my Swampert, and that was basically what it was there for. And then it didn't really matter what I went back in with, because I did have 2 Tropius counters, so I went ahead and went in with Skunk just to get a little bit of a energy advantage, and then just because I like the fast charging. And so his end Pokemon, Skunk can handle Bronzong pretty well, and as long as I can get a couple of these shields out, these crunches are going to be super effective and pretty devastating. So I didn't want him to farm any extras, so I did go ahead and switch out of that Skuntank to go into this Lugia, because I'm going to need to get to this Hydro Pump. I didn't really need to block, but we're in a tournament, so anything Bronzong can do to Lugia is going to be not too bad. And so as long as I could just get to that Hydro Pump and then finish off with a Sky Attack, it was going to be okay. So that was game 1, a good game. We're going to go into game 2 and see how Toshi adjusts for my team. I just went in with the trio that I felt most comfortable with. This is not like a great situation for Swampert. Medicham with Power Up Punch actually did I think a little bit better against Swampert, but it still hurts. Is not one of Swampert's favorite leads to run into. So I did have to use a shield, and then you can't really farm down with Mudshot. So I did have to expand this energy. I didn't really like doing that because he is still up 2 shields now. And then I didn't feel like I had enough time to go for like a Hydro Pump and an Earthquake, so I did just go straight for the Earthquake. And then he was able to get a whole lot of energy before I fainted, so that's going to be bad news for this Skuntank, because Celio is just such a beast. Those powder snows charge up the Body Slam crazy fast. And so I don't know if I needed to use this shield because I didn't want to waste all my energy. I don't think I'm going to get to another charge move. I did go for the Flamethrower. It is neutral because Celio is an Ice type, but it's not going to be amazing. And then this is not a great situation for Lugia. The Powder Snows are going to be hurting pretty good, but he was able to go right into his muck, and then I don't think the Hydro Pump would have KO'd, but it definitely would have helped. Well, that was a good game too. You can just definitely see the adjustments Toshi has made. He doesn't have a whole lot of Swampert counters on his team, so this is definitely going to be an uphill battle, no matter what for Toshi. Let's see. Celio definitely does okay. Medicham does okay. Tropius does okay. These are the counters I would expect. This isn't great for Lugia. and this isn't a safe swap either because I do expect that Metachamp, but one of the things is it's a little bit hard to switch these days, and Magneton is so fast charging that I thought maybe I'll just be able to get a discharge off, and I was. So I was a bit lucky because I did force him to use one of his shields. I'm not going to get another charge move on this Metachamp, but I was able to get over half its health. And now it allows me to just go back into this Lugia and farm, and I don't really need to block anything. Ice Punch would it would hurt, but it wouldn't. Lugia is just a tanky beast, so I'm going to be able to get some energy on the farm down, and then go into this muck. And I do not want to eat a Dark Pulse from this muck, so I'm just going to get as much health off of it as I can, and then switch out. And then right back into the Celio, and then I'm hoping that I can get a Hydro Cannon blocked here so I can get my Earthquake off. So I'm gonna wait till the Earthquake's ready, go for the Hydro Cannon, and then go into the Earthquake. He is going to get one more move off, but it's not going to be able to finish the match. So good games. That was our first round, and going to move on to the second round. All right, now our second round was with Team Spice Delicious, and I'm going to be facing Matt Swar now. And I actually went 4-1 in this tournament for my rounds. This was actually Matt Swar was my only loss, and so I believe we did go to 3 games. So I go into this match, and I'm like, it's an okay match for Lugia. Although Lugia isn't crazy tanky in Great League, and so the body slams they're not going to be super effective, but there's going to be a lot of them. So he did switch into that Magneton or Magnezone and allowed me to switch into the Swampert. It's basically like a dream come true for Swampert here. But I have to worry about what he's got in the back because Swampert is in a dangerous position on all of these teams because everybody's basically bringing a whole bunch of Swampert counters. So he's got the body slam off, and then he was able to get a whole lot of energy. It wasn't a great position for me to be in because I couldn't get another Hydro Cannon, and I just let that Vigoroth go to town on my Swampert. So we're just gonna try to get as much health off of this Whiscash as we can, and then I gotta watch for a Blizzard. I'm gonna resist Mud Bombs, but the Blizzard would be definitely devastating, and so this was a little bit of a risk here. I didn't think he had enough for a Blizzard there, and I probably should have just blocked anyway because I don't think he could have gotten like a Blizzard and a Mud Bomb, but we make the choices we make. So that was game 1. And we're going to go into game 2 and see how he adjusts. Now, I didn't actually change my team, and maybe that was my mistake. I didn't change this trio. So I just changed the lead here. I think I didn't change this trio. Anyway, so we go into the Swampert. And then I definitely made an error here. I thought maybe I'd be able to get to the Hydro Pump if I switched fast enough, but it didn't work out, and so that Magnezone just destroyed that Lugia. So back into the Vigoroth, and then I've still got shields, but I'm pretty low health. And then we can see just how Matt Swar adjusted. I am super weak to this Drapion, so that was definitely a good call. I'm not even gonna get a charge move off, and then I died with the shield. So good call on that team comp. Definitely read my team and adjusted. Go ahead and plug my phone in here. I'm just glad that came during the picking and not during the battle. You always want to watch out for that 10% warning. So I'm going to go for the Swampert. lead again. I've got my Swampert, and then I've basically got two. And I've got one Swampert counter, or one Swampert counter cover, and then I'm hoping to catch that Whiz Cash with the Executor again, and not the Drapion. He didn't have a whole, the only possible grass on his team was going to be a move on Mew that I wouldn't, maybe a Grass Knot, and then the Leaf Blade on Gallade. So I thought he played these very well for not having a strong grass on his team. He did switch right at a great moment. I didn't go for the Earthquake. I did just go for the Hydro Cannon, so it was okay. I did save some energy. I want to get rid of this Executor. Now that I've seen that Drapion, I got to get rid of this Executor as fast as I can, because if it meets the Drapion, it's just going to be GG's. So I went back into that, and then I'm just going to eat a lot of this Vig's energy. And then I'm not able to farm down with Mudshot. And so this really hurts to use this energy here, because he's going to get too many body slams if I waste too much time farming. So that definitely hurt there. Maybe it would have been an option to go in with the, I couldn't go in with the Typhlosion because the Shadow Claw would have done nothing to the normal type. So maybe it was just a bad judgment call in team comp. And then that shield is going to cost me. I think I could have just eaten that Sludge Bomb, and then I would have had a shield left over, because I am lined up where I want to be with Typhlosion on Magnezone, but he was up a shield, and this Wild Charge is going to be devastating because Typhlosion is a little squishy. So those were some great games. All right, thanks for those Matswar. I appreciated your adjustments. So going into round 3, I am going to be playing Alola Hard Out right now, and I definitely am. I was in a great position. I went right into the Probopass with the Swampert. I decided to stay and eat this Surf and get a little bit of energy, so I would have a move waiting later in case I was faced in a position where I needed something really fast. So I go into this Politoed, and I'm able to just eat a Surf again. Lugia does okay with Politoed. Because she didn't block, I didn't either, and then Surf would have been the better move there, but it allowed me to get a little bit of energy and right up to this Hydro Pump, and that's going to help with the Probopass. And then my mistake here, I should have just gone in with the I should have hit the Hydro Cannon immediately, because she came right in with the Gloom and just deleted my charge move. So that was actually like a brilliant move right there. It was so fast you almost couldn't see it, but Swampert is gone. Swampert didn't get his charge move, so that was like I really liked that. I thought that was brilliant. I was just not fast enough, so I got rid of the Gloom, but Skuntank is not going to be able to. She's got a shield, and I really can't farm Steel with Poison, and I don't think I'm not gonna be able to get to another charge move, and so that was just a really well played game from a very tough lost lead. So GG for sure. We're gonna go into game 2 and see any adjustments. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with I'm a little afraid of that Gloom now. I definitely don't want to meet that Gloom in a lead position at the moment. I'm thinking Politoed is decent against Lugia in the 2 shield, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and block accordingly if I do meet that. If I do meet that Politoed, I don't love giving shields so early, against a Politoed with a Lugia, but we'll see how she plays it. If she leads with I don't really expect her to lead with the Probopass again. No, so she did lead with the Politoed. Polito is like a relatively safe lead, I guess, against my team. So I can definitely understand this lead. And then because she doesn't block, I'm going to go ahead and just eat a surf as well. I don't want that Probopass coming in and just farming me up or forcing a switch. So as long as I can get to the sky attack, and then if she doesn't block it, I think blocking would have been a better maybe a better call, because then she would have been able to decide the rest of the match. But because she didn't, I'm not going to make that mistake again with Gloom. And so she went in and then immediately switched, so that allowed me to just immediately switch right back into this gun tank. And then she does have shields, and you can see that Razor Leaf is just going to town. I think an option would have been to not throw a move. And then I might not have gotten a move in time. I think she could have just Razor Leaf me down, and then she would have had a little bit more health, and then this Rock Slide would have KO'd, because I would have been closer to death. So yeah, that's one way to play it if you are in that position. Sometimes it's tempting to throw a charge move, but if you've got some really powerful fast moves, sometimes not throwing that charge move at all is going to be your win condition in the end. So just knowing she had a Probopass, knowing I had a Swampert, yeah. So I guess throwing the return there, it could have been an avoidable error. So we're gonna go into game 3, and then I'm gonna go for the Swampert lead, because she led the Politoed first. So I led the Swampert. I called the lead. I got right into a good situation. I kind of expect the Gloom to be in the back, and for this to be a little bit of a safe swap. So I got some energy on it first, and then I went in, and then this Earthquake is not very effective, but you can just see how squishy Executor is. 2 surfs might have been the better call there, but you can just see how much the Earthquake does, even being not very effective. It's going to force me to shield. All right, so now she's just getting some energy. I think I could have been a little bit faster. I might have gotten that Seed Bomb off, gotten a little bit of energy, but it was okay, because I did have a whole lot on the Swampert left. And then I expect the switch right into the Gloom, and then in this situation, I'm just gonna throw the Flamethrower, because we are down shields. And then I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot to this Probopass, so I didn't even throw a move, but I know I've got close to an Earthquake and a shield. So good games for sure. That first game, my Swampert is still recovering from having all those charge moves deleted. I'm not sure it actually threw one at all. So great games. Right, going into the last round, and I believe this was a round that caused this was a tiebreaker round in the end. And I missed recording my round before this. It was with Fixer Slayer. My phone had ran out of space. So I went into this round. This was actually the round that was streamed by King. And so I'm into this Umbreon, and I'm thinking, oh crap, I have not got Sludge Bomb on this gun tank. This gun tank does like okay against Umbreon, even with Flamethrower, but I'm not going to block. I don't have much of an advantage. And then I have a problem in that my Umbreon counter is in the back. And so I stayed, because I'm like, it's like an okay match. I'm definitely going to get like a lot of health off this Umbreon. He didn't want to let me poison jab him down. And so I was going to at least throw his move, but he does have the switch advantage now. So I went into the Ninetales, just deleted the little last bit of that Umbreon. He goes into his Clefable. Now, I don't like 100% know this match. It's possible if I wouldn't have thrown this, and I would have been able to just charm him down, but I wasn't sure, and it would have been a lot of wasted energy otherwise. So I go into the Swampert, and then I do use a shield because Swampert's a little squishy, and I make like a massive error here. My error, if I would have gone to just Hydro Cannon, just straight Hydro Cannons, one after another, I would have taken this match. There's like no way for Munchlax to win this match if I would have just gone straight Hydro Cannons. And so he is able to, he gets his move off here. I have a shield, and then it's just a race to the last Hydro Cannon. I do lose that race. Okay, so going into game 2, we're going to see how Simply Moxie adjusts. I was technically like lined up. I should have won that game. I made a massive error and gave it away. So I was hoping to catch the Umbreon lead with this Ninetales, but it does okay with Noctowl. As you can see, the charms are putting in some work. And I just went for the Side Shock. I could have just gone for the Ice Beam, would have been maybe a better move, but I thought maybe I could get a shield out and then switch right away, but I wasn't able to. So I didn't want to use a shield. I didn't want to use a shield so early. I'm just going to go into my Swampert. And then Swampert is okay with Noctowl, as you can see. And then I am in a little bit of a dangerous position just because this Umbreon is still here. I'm gonna fake the Earthquake, go for the Hydro Cannon, hoping to get a shield. I didn't, so I'm gonna go for another Hydro Cannon just because I am so spammy. I'm gonna get a lot of health off quickly, and I am up 2 shields, so I'm gonna go ahead and expand those. At least one of them. He got a nice piggyback in there. But I am so fast charging, I'm going to go right into this Hydro Cannon. And then I wasn't able to get another move off, but because I had the Skuntank in the back, I'm not going to throw a move. I think at this point I'm ahead. He hit the red first. He did throw a charge move. I think it wouldn't have mattered either way. I'm not 100% sure, but because he threw that charge move, he did lose a charm. And so possibly not throwing the charge move at all, because I did have a shield, would have been the more optimal play here. So we're going to go into game 3, and because I've seen that Noctowl and the Clefable, I'm thinking, well, I haven't used Magneton this entire tournament, but if anything, this is what I brought Magneton for. And so I'm really hoping to catch either the Clefable, the Noctowl. All right, so going into the lead, and we've got what we wanted. So because he didn't switch right away, I'm thinking I wonder if there's a Noctowl in the back too, possibly. So he's got right into his Umbreon. So this is actually, I was thinking I'm gonna get 3 Umbreon counters, and so I've got my 3 Umbreon counters. I'm just gonna go right into this Ninetales. I'm not gonna block anything. I don't really want him to get him to get his last move. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this Ice Beam. I expect the Clefable to come back. It's gonna charm me down. So I'm going to go right back into the Magneton, and then I've got the move waiting. So because he doesn't switch out of this, I'm thinking there must be a Noctowl in the back. So I'm just going to go for it, and then Swampert can take care of the Noctowl, especially I've got 2 shields. I wasn't going to go for there's no point even, I didn't want to let him get any extra energy on that Magneton. I could have possibly gotten a discharge, but it wasn't necessary because I've got all the shields. And so definitely some good games of this tournament. I'm really appreciating the opportunity to get to play some of these players, especially not living locally. It's just you can get into remote tournaments. There's Ghost Stadium options. There's radio leagues. There's lots of different options for remote tournaments. If you don't have access to tournaments in your area, or you want an opportunity to play some of the best players in the world, you can find some of these remote lobbies. And this was just a cool draft. It was only my 2nd draft ever, and it was the first time I've ever gotten to play with 8 Pokemon. And so thanks, guys. Thank you, Alola Hardout, for organizing this tournament. Thank you, King, because he did actually shoutcast this entire tournament. I will drop a link for that shoutcast in the description. Massive congratulations to Team Gotcha Balls for taking the draft tournament. That is Holden McGroin and Dragon Zilk. Very well played games. Very great tournament. Thanks, guys, and I cannot wait for the next one.